Hello everyone and welcome once again to the Global Business Update with TA. As always, 7 stories from around the world to keep you updated. The Chinese government and the Chinese authorities as well as the consumers only bought around $237 billion worth of goods and services from America in the past 1 year. This is only about 63% of the actual amount agreed to purchase from them in a landmark agreement between the Donald Trump government and the Chinese government. There was an agreement for China to buy more from USA to have a better balance in the trade imbalance that existed between the two nations. But even in 2020, they did not live up to their end of the bargain. 2021 has been no better. Where will this end up? Time would tell. In other news, 2022 will be the last year where we will have Lamborghinis made of full combustion engines because they are going green, they are going hybrid, and the plan is in the long run, like under their parent group Volkswagen, the plan is to go, you guessed it right, electric. Lamborghini has clearly mentioned the phasing of the production from the fuel guzzling combustion engines into more environmentally friendly hybrids, and then from there by 2023 and beyond to fully move into electric. Interesting times for one of the most luxurious automobile brands in the world. The impending war between Russia and the Ukraine, where will this end up? Especially for an energy-starved Europe. That's the key question. Will Russia go on the offensive and cut off some of the energy supplies, the gas supplies to the rest of Europe? And at the same time, will Europe stop buying gas and energy from Russia? All these concerns are coming into play as Russia amasses thousands of troops, easily over 100,000 troops by now, along the Ukrainian borders. It seems only a matter of time until Russia would indeed move in on Ukraine. But don't forget, Russia would also want to be seen as a stable and reliable energy supplier around the world. So perhaps cutting off supplies to Europe might not be the best strategy for them. And in the meanwhile, an energy-starved Europe might not want to really block the supplies from Russia. There are so many other different complexities coming in as well. For example, some of the governments such as Germany are reluctant to talk about restricting supplies or restricting the purchasing of gas from Russia, so for the simple reason that energy security is a major problem for all nations today. Are you a fan of crypto? And are you worried where the trend is going? Well, you should be. From November to now, the crypto market has lost more than $1 trillion. And interestingly, the other currencies such as Ethereum, they have lost value at a faster rate than the main currency, which is of course a Bitcoin. But in the recent few days, we have seen the Bitcoin value, which is more like a benchmark for the cryptocurrency market performance, which dropped to the 33,000 range, picking up back to the 37,000 range. Is it bouncing back or is it a temporary recovery? Well, your guess is as good as mine. Have you ever seen all those advertisements that are promising a whiter version of you? These whitening products are currently at about $8 billion worldwide, but the market is set to reach about $11 billion by 2026. But it is coming under increasing scrutiny for the ingredients they use, such as mercury, which are said to be not good in any way for the human body. And at the same time, the ethical concerns are also coming into play, whether this imposing of being white, the message that one should appear white, one should appear fairer to get better job prospects, to in fact be a better version of themselves. How ethical is it? And in a world where people are encouraged to be their own selves, whether whitening products is doing the right thing by pushing to change skin complexion is deeply being questioned. Especially in countries and in countries of the African continent, the pushing of this message is so much that people are led to believe that if they are fairer, that they will land better jobs, they will have better prospects at the workplace, and some people are even drawing parallels to the times of the slave trade, where if you were darker in your skin complexion, well, you were said to be a slave. Well, not a time that any brand would want to be traveling back to. And unfortunately, some of the top brands in the world, including those who talk about sustainability, such as Unilever, Procter & Gamble, are also quite involved in this area. Cathay Pacific is coming under scrutiny and under fire, in fact, for some of their crew members have violated quarantine rules, and just a handful of them having violated the quarantine rules have led to many cases of the Omicron virus and other varieties of the coronavirus actually spreading within the country. And this has meant that the chief executive of Hong Kong has placed more restrictions on the airline, and they are being put under more strict quarantine rules, which is kind of reducing the flexibility with which they can operate flights. And mind you, tourism is almost at a zero in Hong Kong due to the pandemic, and Cathay Pacific has lost more than 95% of the revenue performance which they had, and these new restrictions of quarantine might just be a deadly blow to them. In sports-related business news, the richest title or the richest sports league in the world, IPL, well, it's said to be back in 2022. The organizers are targeting Mumbai, and they have even indicated that there might be the possibility of having the games without spectators as the Omicron variant of COVID-19 is spreading rapidly in India. In another major shift, we see that the Tata Group is actually stepping in instead of Vivo as the title sponsor. Vivo used to be the title sponsor for the IPL, and as we all know, Vivo is a Chinese-based phone manufacturer, and possibly due to tensions between China and India, we see Vivo exiting the sponsorship, although it was supposed to be running till mid 2023. And very iconically indeed, one of the most iconic brands of India, the Tata Group, is stepping in as the title sponsor. On a final note, from the region of Africa, we see that the UK Africa Business Conference coming to an end, with more than 4,000 virtual participants being actively involved in that event. However, the trade experts are mentioning that it ended up with massive investments, which actually has led to boosting the UK exports from UK to Africa, and that the UK and Africa trade relationship has become further one-sided and unsustainable for the African region. That's it for this week. And no matter what business you may be in, have a safe and profitable week ahead.